Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Mrs. KK and this is The Wave. It is your weekly show that looks at topics related to personal, family and business finance. And all we are hoping is that by the time we get to the end of these conversations, really you are better equipped to make sound financial decisions. Yet with another self-emote formed video, and it's really on topics that I know when I return to corporate, I will never get a chance to film. And because it's really just related to the current phase of my life, which is being a new mother. So if you're new here or perhaps you missed our previous video, I've already done 2 videos on maternity finances. One was pregnancy cost shockers. The other one was a cost of the hospital bag. But I actually want to do another video, which I want to title, Now That I Know Better, What Will I Have Done Differently, or what will I have done to prepare leading up to the process of actually receiving the baby at home, and also some of the capital items that we had to buy or delay purchasing because of the fact that, maternity finances are just not financing. Anyways, so in my previous video, when I mentioned around the cost shockers or the flexibility with my body as my pregnancy progressed, I couldn't really keep lifting my legs up, and our previous bed was really high, so we had to move in the guest room. And I quickly realized that actually, even if we had stayed in the main bedroom, there is just no space for us to fit in additional things required to set up nursing a baby at night. So these are additional cupboard space that we needed to pack in the baby stuffs. Obviously, because we are already 2, husband and I, the cupboards that we already had were full. So that meant I need extra space for baby things. But luckily, we had the dressing table. The bed we have has dressing table and it has 4 compartments that were practically empty. So I turned that into baby items. So we had to move those 2 compartments into the spare room to pack all the items that we got from the baby showers and things that we actually bought leading up to our delivery. And another thing, you almost also need a nursing station where you are going to be packing the essentials that you need at night. So you need a bedside lamp for you to switch on and off when you wake up in the middle of the night, where you just put maybe your flask with hot water when you want to make tea at night, because you really need lots of that during nursing sessions. And also just keeping things that you need, like the wipers, the Vaseline, the nappies, the changing mat, etc. So all of that wouldn't have been able to fit in the other room. So if, now that I know better, right, I would assess if the apartment that I'm currently living at the time would be ideal for me to accommodate the change in structure for me to actually be able to nurse comfortably. That is the one thing that I think I would do differently. And obviously, you may use things that you already have, like the things that we used for packing the babies, things that we already have. The things that I ended up using as bedside tables I had already gotten from the baby shower, bridal shower a few years ago when we got married. So you need to assess whether you already have or you need to buy some. But the bedside lamp, for example, we had to buy because I didn't need a bedside lamp when I wasn't nursing. So really, that is my first thing, now that I know better. Secondly, now that I know better, I would definitely prepare financially. This, I mean, technically speaking, you should get yourself in a space where your salary is actually the same as it was before maternity, if your employer is not topping up in full. So my employer does a proportional top up. They don't do 100% top up, but which meant that if I wanted to really fully prepare so I can be on maternity as if I'm still back at work, what I could have done is just calculate or ask finance to give me how much will my salary go down by when I get to maternity, and make sure that I have 3 times that amount additionally in my saving, so that I can just draw that money when I get paid from my employer, get paid from Social Security, top up from that saving, then I'm back at square one where I would have been if I hadn't gone on maternity. Obviously, I had some savings put aside for maternity, but I never really ran the numbers. But I realized with my next baby, by God's grace, I'm just going to do that so that I know that it doesn't feel like I'm on maternity and life can just continue as is. So that is really one thing that I would like to have done differently. So for you that is expecting or planning to have a baby in the near future, find out exactly what are your maternity benefits at your employer, if any. And if there isn't, make sure that you are getting yourself in a situation where you won't feel the salary cut from Social Security when you eventually give birth. That is the second thing that I would actually, do differently. Thirdly, homegirl, I would sort of orientate myself with the capital items needed to actually set up your nursing room. And by this I mean, I would have maybe done a little bit of research on baby cot costs, baby carrier cost, stroller cost. The thing is with me, I never really just, I told myself I'm not gonna shop too early, because if I shop too early, I'll end up with unnecessary things. And also traditionally, you are not really allowed to be buying things. And also just the birthing process is really just a miracle. And the whole concept of not buying things in advance is to protect you as a mother. Should things not go according to the plan and you lose the baby, God forbid, somewhere along the way, now you don't have to deal with having a baby cot and not having a baby. So what I did then, I just told myself, you know what, I'm going to get all this major. As a matter of fact, my sisters told me, no, don't buy anything. The only thing you're allowed to buy is the thing you're taking to the hospital. So I really just took that advice and never really bothered myself. But eventually we had to go get the baby cot, we had to get the baby carrier, we had to get a few other capital items, we had to get like breast pumps, which is also a capital item. And I remember the first time we went there, we spent about 6,000 just on, I think it's on a cot and a breast pump or something like that. And then also you go back for a baby carrier, the car seat. Things are just really expensive. And if you are now putting in those additional costs in maternity finances, the math might not be mathing if you don't plan properly. So at the end of the day, what I would have maybe liked to do is on a month by month basis, perhaps get a list of all these prices. Luckily with the baby, you only need to buy these things once. It's only the first baby that is really expensive, because once you have the cot, once you have the baby carrier, once you have the stroller, you can then use it for baby number 1, baby number 2. So really the first baby is the most expensive baby. Thereafter you can go and just reuse the item. So if you're expecting, perhaps go to the shops, look at the numbers, see if your savings will be able to accommodate it when eventually you need to buy it. You don't have to buy it, but at least just know the numbers before you get there, because I was pretty shocked at the prices of these capital items. So then the food. Okay, now that I know better, look, generally we used to have food stocked up. I think from COVID, I sort of got maybe a panic attack in that time when they were saying we're running out of food. So we bought quite a bit of food, and we would buy like a 20 kg of rice from Chinatown, the Asian rice. We would buy like tons and tons of pasta. We would buy fish and just stock up in the fridge, because our fridge was quite a big fridge to actually accommodate us having additional meat. But for some odd reason, since we moved to Windhoek, I think we just got relaxed, and obviously there was no food shortage threats anymore. So we never really stocked up. And also leading up to pregnancy, we ate a lot of veggies. So we didn't eat a lot of rice and pastas. We ate a lot of veggies because people say that it helps with the weight of the baby, and it helps just with your weight yourself. So we didn't stock up a lot of those foods. So the fridge wasn't as full as I would have liked it to be. The cabinets weren't as full as I would have liked them to be. And as soon as I gave birth, it was now just, well, before birth, it was just me and my husband. After giving birth, it was me and my husband, my sister that came to help, and my husband's cousin that came to help. So we were 4 in the house. So the food obviously is now 3 times what we normally eat. And also I have to eat regularly. So the food went quickly, and that is something that I would have I didn't prepare. And after 1 month, the cupboards were completely empty, because we were eating us 3 times more than what we'd normally eat. So if now that I know all of this, that you're going to need additional support, you're going to eat a lot, you're going to have additional people in your house, what I would have done differently is just stock up on the dry food items throughout my pregnancy, so that by the time we get there, we have enough dry food, we have enough canned items, we have enough like things that you know you will need, like oats and cereal to eat every morning. So I would have stocked up that, so that during maternity, all we are really buying is replenishing the fruits and veggies, and also just the items that are running out as and we go through the months. But we got to a point where we had to do 100% restock, because the cupboards got really empty pretty fast. So that is something that I would prepare if I were to give birth again. Now that I know better again, the electricity. look, now before this we were just two in the house. We only cooked once, and sometimes actually during my pregnancy I was bulk cooking. We were cooking once for 3 days and then cook again, and because also we were eating veggies, that didn't take time to eat. But look, now we are four in the house. I have to eat breakfast, I have to eat at 11, I had to eat at lunch, I had to eat something before dinner, and I had to eat dinner. And all those time people are cooking, the electricity units are going like crazy. So we had to top up and top up and top up. And that is something that I really just didn't think about at all. So really, these are some of the things that I would do differently the second time around, and also just make sure that I factor that into my budget. And also, now that I know better, I would actually get more understanding of my medical aid and the benefit on medical aid, and also just have a bit of an enlightened chat with my doctor regarding my out of the hospital benefit. So when I was going on the monthly visit by my doctor when I was pregnant, I was using my antenatal, or whatever that is called, antenatal, to the medicine, please correct me if I'm wrong, benefits. So that is benefit that is attributable to when you are pregnant. But when you give birth, you don't use those benefits anymore. And when you are in the hospital, it's in hospital benefit. Out of the hospital, it's a different story again. So what surprised me the most was the pediatrician at birth that doesn't claim from medical aid. So first of all, I didn't even know there was going to be a pediatrician, guys. Excuse me, but I didn't know that there was going to be one, and I need to take the baby to the pediatrician at 2 weeks, at 6 weeks, and both this visit, the pediatrician, the first one, they helped me claim on medical aid because they still had a pending bill of the hospital that they needed to claim. So they put through that first visit to them together with their hospital bill so that medical aid can just pay it at once. But the second visit, we had to pay it cash, and he doesn't claim from medical aid, and you have to go and claim from medical aid. And both of those visits were within maternity leave. That means you also then have to top up this additional cost that I wasn't aware of. So just maybe having a chat with your doctor and understanding, is there anything else post-birth that I need to prepare for financially? Because I was well informed about my hospital benefit, but subsequent to that, I didn't even think a second that, I have to take the child to the pediatrician, I have to take the child for vaccination, etc., etc. So getting ready for that conversation with your doctor is very, very important. And what else? And perhaps I would also, now that I know better, I potentially would get myself massage vouchers, because I know that during pregnancy, your body goes through the most. And after delivery, believe me, you are just all over the place. Your emotions, your body is tired, etc. Perhaps just buying myself massage vouchers in advance so that I can go there when eventually I'm healed. So what I eventually ended up doing, because my back was hurting and all of that, I just ended up going to the physiotherapist, because remember, physiotherapist is almost like a massage on medical aid. So it doesn't have all the glamour of the gown, etc., but it does the job. They massage your back, etc. So these are some of the things that I wish I knew before, and I would definitely do better second time around. And with regards to your physiotherapy benefits, luckily, because of the pregnancy, you are also as tired. So I had also used up some of my sessions when I was pregnant, but I told the physio, whatever they are called, that I'm not going to use up all my benefit, because I know post birth I might need it, and I only have 2 visits left. So I used up 2 after birth. I have 2. I'll see how my body feels, and maybe I might go in about a month's time, and 1 before the end of the year. So these are really some of the things that I just think it's just information that's lacking out there, and it's information that will save you a lot. So I'm putting it out here so that if you are expecting or planning to have a baby soon, you factor this into consideration. And also, I am then going to discuss the cost of delivery, cost of fertility, just to summarize the videos, the interactions that we've had on Instagram with my viewers there. So if you're not following us on Instagram, you are missing out on a lot of engagement, because we do a lot of short discussions there. And so really, this is all I had to say in this video. And please share this video with someone that's expecting, or someone that maybe you think might need to hear this information. And guys, please, to my guy viewers, if you have a girlfriend that is breastfeeding, I please urge you to please support her financially, because the amount of food that you need to eat, the amount of snacks that you need to eat, the amount of diapers that the baby goes through, and the amount of units that your electricity is running at, it's really not a joke to expect the other person to deal with handling the baby and handling all the things that comes with it. And if you are maybe just wondering how to support a friend that is going through that has just given birth, that doesn't have a lot of support, perhaps just even going to sleep over and just taking the baby from that person for a day or for 2 hours or 3 hours, for that person to just have a proper shower. The other day I told my husband, I'm going to go in the shower, but please don't call me. And I took about 2 hours, and I was just letting the water soak on my body and just getting that tiredness off and off and off. So really, I don't know. I don't even know if this is worth a video. But anyways, until next time, it is goodbye. And please, let's keep safe.